day. For the Byzantines, if it's a fast day, it's not a day in which you celebrate the Eucharist. If it's a non-fast day, and we'll talk about fasting later, if it's a non-fast day, then you celebrate the Eucharist. That Saturday, however, the Saturday before Palm Sunday, Lazarus Saturday, breaks off the series of the Mark readings in favor of John's Gospel, as we said, John chapter 11. Oddly enough, that break comes exactly where something called the so-called secret Gospel of Mark, which tells the story of the initiation of a young man covered with a white linen cloth, is in the Gospel of Mark. The so-called secret Gospel is now pretty widely considered as a hoax, an elaborate and elegant hoax, but a hoax, perpetrated by an early church scholar named Morton Smith, who used to teach at Columbia University. But the coincidence that Talley noticed is still extraordinary. The 40 days that he's talking about, he argued, imitates the fast of Jesus in the 40 days of that end with his temptation in the desert, the 40 days after his baptism. It could well be that one part of the early church, and calendars in the early church are very local, one part of the early church celebrated a period of special prayer and fasting 40 days after the Epiphany, and that only later calendars were homogenized to make that 40 days come before Easter. Now, for the greater part of the early church, Lent developed as a period of preparation for Easter. We know, for example, from an early church, or the first early church historian, Eusebius of Caesarea, in the 4th century, that a period of 2 days, very strict fast, preceded the Easter vigil in the late 2nd century.